And we pray, amen.
Amen.
Okay. Before we get started, first of all, let me say that all of you that received emails from me, please ignore them. My email got hacked big time. I mean, big time. We all thought about the Amazon card, but it's not been hacked. I mean, seriously, all over. Anybody that I had email addresses for, it just got.
I was wondering why you were sending me that.
It just got blown completely out of proportion. And the second thing is, and thank each of you that, my brief illness that called, and for those of you that don't know, that I had a seizure. Almost 3 weeks ago. Ended up in the hospital for one night. But I'm doing okay. They did all kind of brain scans and MRIs and CT scans. And we don't know why you had it. Can't tell you. Some people just have them and have one, never have another one. We can't tell you you're not going to have another one. So, anyway, we'll thank all of you for that. Can I get I think most of you got emails and all with the minutes. So you have looked over those, and at this point I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes for May 6th and May 20th. I'll make a motion to approve. I have a motion by Kenneth. I'll second that. Second by Bruce. Any questions or comments? All right, Bruce. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
All right, minutes are approved. At the commissioners meeting last night, all of your recommendations were accepted. Very few questions. Everything went well. All right, we'll move into new business. Discussion of zoning applications for June 17, 2025 public hearing. At this point, I'll turn it over to Ms. Tracy.
Okay. Sharon Keller and Kenneth King are requesting to rezone their 25.48 acres of A1 zone property to settle their parents' estate. They want to rezone a 12.74 acre portion from A1 to AR to split the acreage into a 4 acre tract and an 8.74 acre tract, and to rezone the remaining 12.74 acres from A1 to A2 to bring the property into compliance with regulations. Property is located at 0 Wildcat Bridge Road in Danielsville on map 65, parcel 35 in District 4. So what it is Sharon and Kenneth are siblings, and their father left the total tract of 25.48 acres to them to divide up evenly. So each child was to get 12.74 acres. So Mr. Kenneth, he has decided that he just wants it as a whole tract as is. But Sharon has a daughter, and she wanted to go ahead and cut her out 4 acres, and that would leave her the balance of 8.74 acres. And that's just for her daughter to live there. The property has only 231.4 feet of road frontage, which is not adequate for all tracts. So tract 1 is getting all road frontage, and tracts 2 and 3 will be accessed with a 30-foot easement. And since the easement is accessed by immediate family members, it will not be required to be paid.
So the
All right.
easement is on the other,
Go ahead.
the easement is on the other track? Or does it just look like it should?
The easement's gonna be on track, the 12 point something.
Yeah.
Up to theirs, they're two lots.
To get to the back.
Any further questions on this?
Okay, sell it.
Everybody good? All right, let's move on to number 2.
Okay, Casey McGirt, applicant for Justin DeJarnette, is requesting to rezone his 6.8 acres from AR to business to operate a small-scale, outdoor-only event venue. Property is located at 1045 Crawford W. Long Street in Danielsville on map 53, parcel 39 in District 2. So this particular venue is only for outdoor micro weddings. There will be no other kind of events held there. Everything will be done outdoors. And they're only expecting a maximum capacity of 50 people. There is a home on the property, but it will not be lived in, as these property owners live in another county, and they're just wanting to, and you couldn't live in a business zone anyway. So they're just wanting to use that existing house for a bridal suite only, for the wedding parties to get ready in, and not for overnight use, with a maximum capacity of 10 people. Now, the history of this property, it was rezoned business for many years, but in 2023, I don't know if you remember Curtis Witzel, he had asked to rezone it from business to AR to allow him to sell the property as a residential property, because he was trying to sell it and he just wasn't getting any bites on the business zone. So he tried to get, he rezoned it to be AR. So the business zone is consistent with the comp plan, as it's in the South Madison character area. And there are several business zone properties surrounding it. The actual business requirements needed is a site plan, a minimum of 10 parking spaces with wheel stops are required. Won't need to pave the drive because it's not for retail sales, so gravel is fine. The driveway apron must be paved, and landscaping on the front will need to be, there's somewhat of landscaping, but they're going to need to put additional shrubbery to fill in the gaps on the front side, but the back and the side is wooded, so they have natural woodlands there. But there is one side, and it's at the right property line is abutting a residential property. So either an 8-foot solid privacy fence or a tight evergreen hedge is required on that side only. And I did enclose the letter of intent for you guys to read in your packages, and that basically summed up what was said.
Any complaints from the resident next door?
No, sir.
So this is that Victorian house?
Yes.
Yeah. I thought he would sell it as a residence.
Well, then you know with your bikes.
It did was sold as residential property,
Yes.
but now the
Resident.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
purchaser.
Now they want to go back.
They couldn't sell it beforehand as a
Yeah,
business.
so he sold it, so now.
Sold it as residential, but now this new person's come along. Oh, we want a business.
Well, since it was business before, I don't see where it's gonna be a whole lot.
Tracy, on the character area map,
Mhm.
I looked on it and the outline of the city of Danielsville, I know this is just outside the city.
Mhm.
The city of Danielsville is outlined in yellow. I don't think this property's in the South Madison character.
Oh.
That only comes up, 29.
That would be me, probably looking at it. I wish it had road names on the character map.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
really hard to
It's
count
hard.
and look for rivers or
Yeah,
landmarks.
but the city is outlined in yellow on
Mhm.
the character area map, so
And
it
it's just
looks
outside
like
of
it's
it.
supposed to be, but it's not.
Okay. Thank
Take a
you.
look.
Okay, any further questions on this one? All right, number 3.
Okay, so I'm gonna read 3 and 4 together as
Okay.
they're submitted, the same thing, same request. But Bradley Moon is requesting to rezone his 3.89 acres from A1 to A2 to combine with 10.16 acres from his property across the road, identified as map 42, parcel 13-01 for tax purposes. Property is located at 2304 Moons Grove Church Road in Colbert on map 42, parcel 16A in District 3. And then his second request, he is requesting to rezone his 10.16 acres from A1 to A2 to combine with the 3.89 acres from his property across the road, identified as 4216A for tax purposes. Property is located at 2435 Moons Grove Church Road in Colbert on map 42, parcel 1301 in District 3. So as you could tell by the Q Public parcel, I don't know if we want to pull that up, Q Public. So if you'll see the parcel outlined in blue, and then the parcel that she's got the cursor on right here, they're across the road from each other. But you can still adjoin them that way. A road can split property. So they're just wanting to end up with having, so the 3.89 acre tract is vacant, and the 10.16 acre tract contains his home. And he wants to combine all of that as one parcel to allow it to then be 14.05 acres to be eligible to be put into CUPA. It is consistent with the comp plan, and there's more than ample road frontage for the tract.
Questions? Comments?
No.
All right, moving on.
Okay.
Just curiosity, if you don't mind, what is the minimum you have to have in order to be eligible for COOP?
10 acres.
Got to have at least 14 or
10.
10?
All right, next up is Rita Croy, applicant for Roxy Turpin, is requesting to rezone her 7.79 acres from 8R to R1 to split the property into one 3.347 acre tract to sell and one 3.474 acre tract to retain to settle an estate. The property is located at 585 Loop Road in Commerce on map 2, parcel 12 in District 1. So currently, the 7.79 acres has 2 homes on it. One is a stick-built home. Let me start off by saying Rita Croy and Roxy Turpin are sisters. And while it's in Roxy Turpin's name, Rita actually lives on the tract, and Roxy doesn't even live on it. So there's 2 homes on it. So the stick-built home was her father's home, but he has passed away, and they're just trying to sell that to settle this estate. And then the other tract with Miss Rita's home, she's going to retain it and continue to live there. So tract 1 will have 150 feet of road frontage right on the mark. and tract 2 will have 420 feet. So the R1 zone is consistent with the comp plan as it's in the Madison West character area. There are no other surrounding R1 zone properties, however, but it is consistent with the character area now.
And both of them have to be R1s,
Mm-hmm.
simply because they don't make it work.
Right. So the top one here is the one that will be sold.
Questions? Concerns? All right. Number 6.
Scott and Anna Turner are requesting to rezone a 5-acre portion of their 23.06 acres from A2 to AR to split to gift their son, and the remaining 18.06 acres will stay in the A2 zone. Property is located at 4768 Highway 29 South in Calvert on map 44, parcel 142 in District 3. So, of course, the 5 acres is for the son's home site, and the remaining 18.06 is where Scott and Anna's home, existing home is at, and where they'll continue to live. The property is located in the corner of 2 roads, Highway 29 and Moons Grove, Church Road. So more than ample road frontage for both tracts are available. It was noted that the properties will have separate driveways. The existing home will continue to access off Highway 29, but their son is wanting access off of Moons Grove Church Road.
There's no problem with road frontage on either one.
No, sir. They got plenty on both sides.
Okay. Questions? Sounds like it's clear as mud. Move on. Number 7.
Okay. Jack McGowan, applicant for the Francis D. Art Estate, is requesting a dual rezone for a 13.05 acre portion of the 436.93 acres. They want to rezone a 3-acre portion from A1 to B to split for a Dollar General store, and actually it's going to be a market.
Oh, the market.
Dollar General marketplace. So they'll have fresh produce and meat, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're wanting to put that on the 3 acres and then rezone the remaining 10.05 acre portion that's on that side of the road from A1 to A2 to bring it into compliance with zoning regulations. And then I put a lot of paperwork in your packet, including the narrative, and surprisingly, or not, it's not in Cuba. All that acreage is not in Cuba. I'm surprised to hear that. The business zone is inconsistent with the comp plan as it falls in the rural conservation character area, where agricultural uses and agricultural and large parcels are encouraged. However, it is located on a state highway where businesses are usually desired and encouraged. There are no other business zone parcels within the area. However, there are 2 lawfully non-conforming businesses in close proximity, with one being a country store, which is Country Superette, and the other being Zeb's Restaurant. And they're required, they have lots of requirements here. So they will need to submit an engineered site plan. They're based off of the square footage. there will be a minimum of 43 spaces required, including a minimum of 2 handicap spaces. Driveway has to be paved. There needs to be perimeter landscaping all around the 3 acres. Since the building size is 10,640 square feet, stormwater management plan is required, because anything over 5,000 requires that. They will have a private septic tank, and it must be approved by the health department, of course. And they will need to get EPD land disturbance permit when disturbing over 1 acre. And this is going to be 3 acres. And then, of course, a GDOT permit for the driveway will also be required.
You said there's 2 non-conforming businesses.
Meaning they've been in existence before zoning, so they never were zoning business.
They're quite far away apart. Zeb's and Country Superette.
Mm-hmm.
I would even think they're not even close to each other.
Well, somewhat.
Yeah.
Not the same.
Questions on this one?
And you haven't received any opposition to this yet.
Not yet.
Facebook, yeah.
But it only goes to the people that touch the property.
There were many letters sent out.
We didn't just do that side of the road, we did everybody in the whole area. So
Oh.
anything around the 400 and something acres, we sent everyone a letter.
Mass.
Because I
mail
thought
out.
usually you just do the ones that touch.
Yeah.
Well, since Property Val had it as one tract, we
Oh.
looked at it as one tract and
Oh.
sent everybody a letter.
Oh,
Everybody they didn't have to necessarily touch it. Just-
Right.
Correct. Like on that Loggerhead Road, I think it is, that goes behind it, we sent everybody behind it a letter, because it's gonna affect the little private drive beside it. So everybody back there got a letter.
so,
So if you look at this Q Public, the majority of the property is on the right-hand side of 29, like you're going toward Royston. And that little sliver to the left is the 10-acre portion that we're looking at. So since it's all considered one whole tract, we had to send out letters to everybody.
but they only want to use the 3 acres for the store. So the people that want to build a store at the Jack McGowan, they're going to come to us?
They're representing the application.
So the drive would come off of 29?
It would. There's the site plan.
It's different than normal.
Right here.
Usually they'll do it off a side street and access. I would imagine that's gonna require decel.
Yeah, I would think so.
But Loggerhead is it?
It's a private drive, I believe.
Okay.
It says Whitley.
It says not public right of way on the plan.
Because I don't know if y'all have been that way, but it has that old store right there, and then the next one's like an old house in the back. They'll tear all that down.
Isn't there a house behind there?
Like there's like that little Loggerhead Lane, and then there's like that old store with the rock pillars, and then right behind it you'll see an older house kind of
Right.
right up. They'll tear both of those down.
Yeah, it's going to be, well, I'm sure they got to have public sewer.
I think it's going to be a private septic, right?
Right, and they're proposing to use county water, so that must be authorized by the water department.
Because I see that stormwater pond back there. That's pretty close to the building. I guess it's cool.
It's kind of right across, not right across, but the church over there. The church on the right-hand side, isn't it?
This is where old Wildcat basically comes into the drive looks like it's gonna be directly across from where old Wildcat.
It's just down below them,
Mm-hmm.
on the right.
Or a septic tank. That store, I mean, you're gonna have a store, people gonna be.
And the septic tank is reserved down in this area
I
there.
thought people might be on purpose.
They got their own sewer system.
Oh.
Okay, any further questions? That one should be interesting, we may have a crowd for that
On Facebook.
public hearing.
I had heard a rumor that Dollar General has a business plan of every 9 miles between the.
18 miles from this location to the one that's in Franklin Springs. I know the bridge is out, but the bridge will eventually be repaired, and it's 18 miles from the one that's in Danielsville.
Well, you know, we were counting up on, I think this will be the 7th one in Madison County, 7th or 8th.
There's one out in Oklahoma next to, in that shopping center.
But
I thought they were going down.
Makes it easier.
if it's profitable for them, you won't live out there anymore.
So be it. I know that on 106 there at, Hadley Road, right across, road. It's right in between holes and islands.
Yeah, they put them like that, you know. And like I said, my wife picks up for the Northeast Georgia Food Bank. She gets that one over in Carnesville, that marketplace. And she gets a bunch of all kinds of.
That's a marketplace, that'd do a good, that'd be a big business, in that part of the county, marketplace.
Because it's a long way to a big grocery store.
Sure is, sure. All right, anything else that needs to be presented? Tracy, y'all have anything else?
Okay, fine.
Not, you got a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor, aye?
Who was the second?
I will second.
Okay, thank
All right, this meeting is adjourned. See you guys on the 17th, I guess.
Oh, that's your anniversary?
Is it 17 really?